Hi, I'm Kylie Jo Hood. I am from McDonough, Georgia. It's Henry County, Georgia. I use she, her pronouns. And why I got into social work, I have been disabled for 7 years. I was in medical devices. I was a medical executive, a marketing executive, or a product manager for the neurosurgery portfolio, neurosurgery, cardiothoracic, and craniomaxillofacial portfolios. More specifically neuro in my later part of my career. I became ill with several extreme autoimmune disorders, including lupus, Lyme, POTS, some of the ones that you've heard of, and some even rarer ones like mast cell activation disorder. I was supposed to take a 2-year break from my job, 1 to 2 years tops. It actually turned into 7. And I went from short-term disability to long-term disability to Social Security disability. During that time, it took me about 7 or 8 therapists because I was really struggling with my grief. I had some suicidal ideology because I was struggling with what my identity was, having to move home. I lost my job. And one of the things that I struggled with was therapists would give me very ableist platitudes. They didn't really understand my illness was chronic, it was not curable, and I just got a lot of their suck it up or dig in, or they didn't believe in spoon theory or any of that. So I just want to do better. That's why I'm here. I want to do better as a social worker. I want to do better as a therapist. I want to provide a level of understanding and support and help that people get through their grief, because they really are grieving like as if a loved one had died, because you're grieving a loss of a part of yourself that you had identified with for so long. So that's a little bit about me. The event that most imprinted on me, it would probably be Trayvon Martin. When George Zimmerman was acquitted, that was really difficult for me. And it's not because that was the first time I realized that black males were a target of violence. It was because I was very involved in my church, which I thought was pretty progressive, but it was still attached to the evangelical group. And I remember it happened and I was so not excited, but like ready to talk about it with my disciple group. And I went and met with them, and I was floored. There was not one person who was on my side who thought that this was ridiculous, that this man murdered a 17-year-old boy in cold blood. They all cited the Stand Your Ground law, and I was just floored because we had been talking about the preachings of Jesus, and we were talking about them in theory, and we had never discussed race. We had never discussed that in our group, and I was in an all-white group. That should have been my first clue. But that was probably the event that woke me up to some of my naive beliefs of like, oh, we're all talking about love and acceptance, and every person deserves to live a full, happy life. But that only applied if you fit certain categories. And anyway, I broke with the evangelical church. I didn't go to church for a very long time. And then I'm happy to say that I found a progressive church that's it's affirming. So we have LGBTQIA members, we have homeless people in our church, we believe Black Lives Matter, we actually participate in protests, and so that would be the event that probably changed me the most and led to where I am today. I can't wait to meet all of you, and I can't wait to work with you in groups. See you later.